Hey guys, it's Luciano Saber with Aspiring Hollywood. Today's guest is Amy Lyndon, who started acting when she was 10 years old. But besides her acting and directing accomplishments, she's doing something incredible for young aspiring actors. You don't want to miss this interview. But before we get to Amy, I want to remind you again of what Aspiring Hollywood is all about. It's a show featuring working Hollywood professionals, filmmakers that are making a living in front of or behind the camera. Whether a Hollywood star or a working filmmaker will always try to find out how an aspiring filmmaker can benefit from the knowledge and experience of our featured guests. If you're simply a fan of Hollywood, this show will cover trivia you may not find anywhere else. So sit back and enjoy our next interview.
The night, lead me on to the light.
Mama? Is that you, Mama? Mama, is that you, Mama?
Yes, Lyndon. It's me. Who else were you expecting?
It's been a long time, Mom. I never thought you'd come.
Lord have mercy, child. You look just like your daddy. Except your daddy had to find a barber. You look good, son.
Mama, I'm so sorry. Please believe me. I never meant to get Michael involved. It was just a piece, Mom.
Lyndon, I love you. I love you. Sorry it took me all this time to tell you. The past is over and done.
I'm so sorry, Mama. I'm so sorry.
I know, baby.
I'm so sorry.
That powerful scene was masterfully crafted by my next guest, Amy Lyndon, director of Odessa, as well as many other film projects. Amy started acting when she was 10 years old, studied at the London Academy of Performing Arts, and later with Stella Adler. Since then, she's been in dozens of TV shows and feature films, and somehow she still finds the time to give back to the film community by teaching gifted actors how to book the part. Now, let me say that again. These are gifted actors, because it's very important to understand Amy doesn't teach these people how to act. She teaches them how to book the part. If you're an actor struggling to land the audition, you don't want to miss this interview. Amy also has a message for aspiring directors, so stick around. Now, we caught up with Amy at her Studio City workshop and asked her to share the experience she had with some of Hollywood's greatest talent. Take a look.
I worked with Mark Harmon on NCIS. I played Goldilocks, a really fabulous prostitute. And you know what's interesting is people don't seem to recognize me because I play character roles. Like it's like if you rent the BTK killings, I was 35 pounds heavier. I played a Midwestern housewife who didn't know her husband was a serial killer. People who know me, they're like, you know everything. How did you not know that? So I did NYP. I worked with Dennis Franz, and he smelled delicious. It was great.
I saw that your part was a drunk, if I remember correctly?
No, not that one. I usually do play alcoholics. I play variations of alcoholics and double wide trailer kind of people. You know, it's like if you got a trailer, I'm definitely cast. You know. Well, you know what? My first film was Odessa. And I was lucky to work with the great Yolanda King, which is Martin Luther King's eldest daughter, the late Yolanda King. And it was just amazing to work with her. And when she came in, she embodied the character. I hired an amazing casting director, and we found all these great people, like James Black is in it, Damian Leake, and Raven Larry Markelly, who was in Tina Turner. She played young Tina Turner in the Icon Tina Turner story, and Brenda Grade, who played the young girl, and it was just such a great experience. I went on the festival circuit and met some great people, and then it was so inspiring that I went and I wrote the full-length screenplay, and it's been through like 7 producers already. But you know what that's like because you're a producer, and it's resurrected again. So I know that I will be making the feature-length version of it. When they both put their hand up against the mirror. Do you know, as a filmmaker and you're also a writer, I basically built the whole movie around that one moment because I visualized him and the glass screen and them both, you know, having not seen each other for 10 years and both just being able to touch through the glass. Well, fortunately, since I work with actors, I've been working with actors for 18 years. I know how to talk to actors. So aspiring directors out there, I would suggest to sit in on acting classes so they learn how the actor speaks. You know, because sometimes I'll do a movie and they'll say, just do another take, just do another one, something different. Well, that doesn't tell the actor anything, you know? And so they're hoping that maybe one of the 20 takes will be the one that they think it should be. For me, I storyboarded everything. I was in pre-production for 3 months. And so when I got on the set, I knew exactly, and my actors were rehearsed. And so by the time we got on the set, we just had a good time. But I know how to talk to the actor in terms of story. And that's how I teach also, because the greatest actor is going to tell the greatest story. Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because there are people that come to me that everybody else says, Amy, they're so bad. And I'd be like, no, they're not. When you have a dream and you have a passion and you're a storyteller and you have an imagination, I believe anybody could be an actor, because I teach people that are from Juilliard, from Yale, and they're very difficult to teach. A lot of them are very difficult to teach because they're almost overtrained. I'd rather you give me somebody that has the dream and the passion, and I would rather teach them, honestly, because they'll learn much faster.
Right.
And really, it's all about imagination anyway, and we all keep trying to get back to when we were 10 years old anyhow. Sure. But if they're in the Midwest, I would say, you know what? There's film schools out there. Mm-hmm. There's film commissions out there. Get your feet wet. Go practice on people that are practicing on you. Right. You know? Sure. And build your resume and start building tape for yourself. And before you come here, make sure you have at least 3 years worth of money in the bank. Because I see it all the time. Actors, they come here in their first year, they use up their whole nest egg on putting their package together, because I also teach the business of acting. Sure. And they use up all their money. And so by the time that they have their team together, then they have to go get 3 jobs. And then they can't go and audition. Right. Or they're exhausted when they audition, or they start losing their passion because they get in the grind. When they get here, they would get the headshots. But what I always tell people regarding the headshots is to be really clear on what it is that you play and where you fit in. Because today, it's not like it was years ago, where they had managers that were really spending time developing people. Those days of development, they're over. And so my job is to teach people to match their resume with their photos, with their demo reel, so then they're no longer what is considered development. And so your time can be spent back wherever you live creating that kind of package for yourself. Right. You know, watch TV not to be entertained, but to figure out who's got your part. Where do you fit on TV? Right. What's your best genre? Are you a Disney person? Are you a 1-hour drama person? Or are you like, do you have like a tongue-in-cheek thing going? Are you Castle? Well, there are leading character actors. Okay, I mean, you look at Jason Lee. He's a leading character actor, so there is that too. I think that unless you are 18 and under or really a model, you're character. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I think everybody is character. It's just different degrees of what kind of character you are.
Right.
you know? But I mean, you look at Jenna Elfman, she's character leading woman,
Right.
you know?
Sure.
I mean, so is Susan Sarandon. Well, that's a great question because I have a lot of people, like in my class, I have great actors, but they don't necessarily know how to get a job, okay? Because booking is a complete, I actually have an article, if you go to my website, I have an article called Booking is a Separate Beast. And it really is. You can be a great actor, but not know how to audition. Right. And not know how to close the job. And so that's why a lot of people, they watch TV and they're like, how did that person get that job? They're horrible. Well, they're great business people. They're just better at business than you are. Well, first thing is that a lot of times people get psyched out just in the room itself. Most people that don't get a job, it really has nothing to do with their talent. It has everything to do with their approach. So they might not be approaching the script properly. They might be approaching the script, like, let's say, even just something as simple as they don't know what the genre is. So that's why I say it's really important that you watch TV and understand what you're auditioning for. I feel actors need to spend more time on the internet and saying, well, this is a Gramnet show. Okay, Kelsey Grammer show. It's going to be very similar to Cheers. It's going to be very similar to Frasier. But if you don't do that research, somebody else is going to, and they're going to take your job. So it doesn't, I don't think it's even about how great you are anymore. I think it's about whether or not you understand what it is you're auditioning for and whether or not you're competitive. I think the people that competed in college, like sports, those are the people that have a really great shot at it because they already understand the art of competition. This is like acting Olympics, if you will. Sure. And so if you come here and you're like a pit bull and you're ready to compete and you got your package together and you go in and you take that job because you know what you're doing and you understand what the genre is and you know what it is you're auditioning for. And so then you can look around the room of all the people that is your competition and you don't psych out. A lot of people psych out in the waiting room. They'll go, oh my God, I should have pushed up my boobs. I should have, you know, why didn't I wear those red shoes? Or why am I wearing board shorts? What's wrong with me? You know? And so a lot of that happens. Right. Or they're so preoccupied because they have to pay their bills and they have to go in for a comedy. How are you going to be funny if you're filled with if the U-Haul is that? So a lot of booking has a lot to do with understanding what the beast is and really getting okay with yourself. Yeah. I notice the people that make it right away are the people that have a tremendous support system, are extremely competitive, extremely tenacious, and really want to get, they don't want to spin. They get here and they get to work right away. Yeah. But Los Angeles is really seductive. Yeah. I mean, I know I was seduced by it. I pardoned my butt off, you know? I wish I could take back those years. I wish I had me back, you know, back then. TheLyndonTechnique.com, and also I'm giving away a free week booking kit if you go to TLTaccess.com. It's a 4-week booking kit, and every week you get business principles so you can learn how to build a business wherever you are. And so when you come here, you'll be ready.
Thank you, Amy, for all the great advice, and thank you for watching. Please take a look at our previous interviews by scrolling down the page and visit us again next week for a new interview. I'm Luciano Saber, and this is Aspiring Hollywood. See you next time.